Pardon me. Just an extra one in case, in case the claps didn't work.
Oh my god. Hello, cinema peeps.
Hey, cinema peeps.
Oh, happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if we're going to keep that in, but my gosh. My gosh.
I blame the kombucha.
Ooh, kombucha. I hear it's weird.
It's very, like, apple cider vinegar tasting, so if you're not a fan of that flavor, it's a little, like, nausea-inducing to some, but this flavor in particular is blueberry maple, so it's got enough flavor to it that it hides, like, the vinegary taste, and it's really good. But, yeah, kombucha is supposed to be good for, like, your microbiome and your, like, gut flora and stuff like that, and it makes you burp hella bad.
But gosh, because we gotta record some things out of order, like, Happy New Year, everybody!
Yeah, Happy New Year!
I think we envisioned this being the first episode, but, it's like some things change. As you saw, we got to do a really fun interview with Sean.
Yeah.
And we wanted to talk about Dexter really badly, so, we just moved some things around. But yeah, happy 2022!
2022! I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Nothing's really new except I joined the Fitbit cult, so now I'm tracking my steps, my floors, my active zone minutes, and all that fun stuff. I did my first, competition?
Oh,
with
yeah.
one of my friends where you have to, walk, and I was like, I'm gonna crush this, and I did.
Nice.
Just trying to be a little healthier for the new year for the first 10 seconds, and then immediately drop all ambition. As it always goes. I mean, other than that, I don't know. It's not much new. I watched the Tiger King Season 2 documentary.
Oh, yeah.
/ the Doc Antle bonus episodes because, wasn't bad enough.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw, when was the opening day of Spider-Man No Way Home? December 17th? And I'm still, just buzzing.
Spider-Man.
Just still like, oh, I need to see it again.
Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. But I mean, what a wonderful segue. This episode is themed of our faves of 2021.
Yeah, it's kind of a tradition we do here on the Cinema Gals.
Mm-hmm. Normally we do it kind of Oscar style.
Yes.
We've done that a couple times.
Yes, we have, yeah.
But I think we both kind of agreed that since 2021's a little weird for movies, especially because a lot of movies that came out this year were initially slated for 2020 or 2020.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of mix and match, so we figured, whatever. It's just like, it's just a general feel. Like, who gives a shit?
I was surprised, though, at how many movies I did actually end up seeing this year, because I was like, man, I don't remember seeing a lot, but then I remember, too, a lot were, streamed at home, and then I was getting, some mixed up from, 2022, right? Not 2022, but 2020 also.
Agreed. So, I mean, I just kind of used our podcast as a reference. I just went back and I was like, And I mean, at first I was like, I don't know. And now, I got a nice sturdy list, it looks like. Nice. Sturdy list. But I mean, I also included, TV shows and stuff like that. Because I was like, it counts, right? It counts.
Right. So I don't know if we're going to do it, kind of similar to how we did it before, but I have it broken down into, favorites. Okay, well, actually, just to explain, for anybody who hasn't watched any of our other favorite videos, usually we do, we'll list off our favorites, our least favorites, and then, our dark horse, the ones, that surprised us the most. I think we'll probably just, add TV shows in the mix with that as well, too.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I just kind of organized mine as, because at first I was just trying to list them all off, and I was like, I have a pretty big list, but it was kind of all over the place, so I kind of broke them down to, basically the streaming platforms I watch them on, or genres.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
I have my Marvel list, I have animated films, Apple Plus, Amazon Prime, Disney, and unfortunately I kind of have this kind of weird mesh at the end that I didn't really know how to categorize, but most of them looked like they were movies I saw in theaters. So.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And I also included the 2 marathons I did last year.
Nice. Yeah, you did. Yeah, cool.
Just as a fun aside, I guess.
Nice.
Aside.
Nice.
But gosh, where do we want to start?
Where do we start, right? I know. Why don't we start with our least favorites? Let's get those out of the way.
Ooh, least favorite. Well, since you kind of have that ready, how about you say what your least favorite was? I have to maybe do a quick scan.
That'll be easy because I don't have that many. So, I mean, I feel like you probably saw more films than I did the last year, but out of the few that I was able to see, I'll just list off them first, and then I'll like go into depth a little bit. Majority of them we've kind of talked about on the podcast already,
right.
so I don't want to go like too crazy into it. But so my least favorite ones of 2021 were The Suicide Squad, the Justice League Snyder Cut, for obvious reasons, Fear Street, the 3-part series on Netflix, and The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Ooh.
Yes. So, The Suicide Squad, will just, like, you know, in a nutshell, went into it with no expectations, other than just that fact that I was excited for, like, the huge lineup of, like, actors, like, famous people that were in the movie, and, I don't know, maybe just because I'm not as well versed in, like, the Suicide Squad and the comics and what they're all about and everything, I guess I didn't get it, so... I still think it was really cool. Like, it was very Quentin Tarantino meets comic books type, like, vibe, which was really cool. But, yeah, I don't know. It didn't stand out to me. It wasn't something that, like, when I look back, I'm like, wow, that was awesome. I want to watch that again, kind of thing, right? Yeah, and then Justice League Snyder Cut. There's an episode that we talked about. 2 episodes way back. So if you really want to know, like, my in-depth opinion on that, you can go watch that. But it was pointless to me.
Too long.
Yeah, too long. And then, so Fear Street, it's a 3-part movie series on Netflix, kind of taking place in different decades or years, at least, of, this town or these 2 towns, and there's all this, like, spooky stuff that ensues, and they kind of, advertise it as, like, a Stranger Things meets, like, classic 80s horror movie style type thing, but I don't know, the story just didn't grab me. It just felt too weird.
Now, I remember you said you watched the first one, which is also confusing which one is first, second, and third, just because of the whole time jumping and stuff. But did you end up watching all 3, or I know at the time you just did the one? Yes,
I just done the one. I'd seen the one full on through. I did my best to force myself to watch another one, but I could not make it through all the way. It wasn't catching me, and there might be some people out there who thinks it's great, but for me, like, just wasn't my thing. The whole method of how they were going about stuff just kind of felt like, I don't know, the best way I can put it is it felt like they were just stealing bits from other movies and throwing it in there. It wasn't really original. It wasn't really, like, creative in a way. So I guess that's where it didn't catch me.
Okay.
And then
that's fair.
Yeah. So it's probably some people out there who like it, and that's cool. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. And then the last one, Conjuring 3. I was excited to see because I'm a huge fan of the Conjuring films. First one, like, stands the test of time. Like, it's just such a great horror movie. And this one, you know, I was excited to see, like, the story continue about, like, Ed and Lorraine Warren, and, like, what their next case was that they were focusing on here. And again, I think with this one, I kind of have the same beef that I do with, like, some other horror movies that are out nowadays. Is, like I said, they all follow the same formula. So this one was less about, like, and again, the thing is too is, like, they're trying to, like, adapt to, like, from what was considered a true story. Like, this was a case that Ed and Lorraine Warren did or investigated and were a part of and stuff like that. And sometimes it's hard to, like, when it comes to the supernatural and stuff like that, it's hard to, like, you know, make that come to life on screen in a way that's realistic but also can be believable as part of being a true story. And so I feel like this one just, I don't know, there's a lot going on.
I did hear mixed things about it, though.
Yeah.
On the online sphere.
Yeah. I think they were trying really hard to, like, continue to tell Ed and Lorraine's story while, like, this case was going on. But there was just 2 separate things happening at the same time that it was hard to, like, mesh it together into one, like, smooth storyline.
Yeah.
So that's where I was getting a little lost in it. But, just wasn't my favorite out of the 3 of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, like, looking at my list that I have of movies, like, I know there's a couple where I'm like, that wasn't as good, but maybe I'm just being, like, what's the word? Like, not as critiquey because I was just excited to go see a movie.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe down the year I'll be like, oh yeah, that wasn't as good. But I know, like, ones that really stick out is that Nobody movie, which I feel I had to defend my opinion on every time to my brother. I don't know why. He deeply gets mad when I'm just like, it's not as good as, and I mean, we do have a whole episode on it, but basically it's just the whole vigilante, it's basically John Wicky kind of movie, and I just know that there's other, and we talked about there's other movies that just have done it better.
Yeah.
I just feel like it didn't do as good. I mean, there's still some good action, so I mean, if that's what you're into, like, there you go. But otherwise, this wasn't my cup of tea. What was the other ones? I think a lot of the other disappointments was a lot of the Marvel miniseries.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Probably most well, like Loki was like okay. Falcon and Winter Soldier again was like pretty okay. It's weird because there's like a lot of stuff happened, and like what I remember when I was explaining to you on the podcast, I was like, it sounds more exciting as I'm explaining it than I did watching it.
Yeah.
Which is so bizarre to me. I don't know. That's a first for me. It's so weird. I mean, I might even say Hawkeye might be the most disappointing one.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Mm-hmm.
And it really didn't have, I had no expectations for it. So I was like really surprised. I just thought they told the story a little messy. There are some good parts, like Haley Steinfeld is great in it. And then they have some of the, I think like the last 2 episodes, there's some great interactions with her and other characters, which I think is fantastic. Like otherwise it's like But I think another big thing is that if you watch the Daredevil Netflix show, they pulled a lot of characters from that. I pulled a couple characters from that show into that.
Okay.
As well as like some new Daredevil characters. So I feel like if you're a big fan of Daredevil, then, you know, awesome. But I am not. So I was just kind of like, okay, cool. Like there was a really big reveal of this villain who was, again, he was on the Daredevil TV series on Netflix and he was pulled into this world. So it was very exciting.
Okay.
But like, I haven't watched it, so I had no point of reference. I was just like, oh, cool. Like, it's an iconic villain that I know from the Marvel Universe. Yeah. So it's still like, oh, that's cool. But, yeah, I feel like there's more excitement if you watch that, I think. Yeah, so I am interested to see. And again, it's a little weird, again, especially thinking of, like, Eternals and, like, all these other Phase 4 movies where they're seeming about breaking the multiverse. But I'm not sure where Eternals is going. And then, yeah, you're having them put a lot of Daredevil characters. Like, I don't know how all 3 of those kind of fit together. And again, it's early on, so I'm sure, like, as more comes on, I'll be like, oh, yeah, now I get it kind of deal. But as of right now, I'm just like, I mean, maybe if I was really into the comics, I would know, like, oh, this is what they're leading up to. But as of right now, it's just kind of, like, speculation. I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, because they've done that before, where we've kind of, like, had different movies, and you're kind of like, I don't understand what's going on. And then, like, finally they kind of, like, piece it together, and you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So it might be one of those things that's, like, down the line we'll know. But
yeah, okay, cool.
We'll see.
Interesting.
We'll see. And, I mean, there was a lot of meh movies again for me, but I wouldn't qualify them as, like, the worst for me of 2021, if that makes sense. Just some meh, but like at the same time, I was just excited to go to the movie. So
right?
I didn't give a shit. I was like, sure, cool, yeah! Yeah. Woo! Gosh. Favorite films? Man, there was a lot of films. Favorite films. Again, I think I looked this up before. I know it's not in 2021, but I watched in 2021. Palm Springs, freaking great.
Oh, I was actually gonna tell you too. I watched, remember how we talked about a while back that there was another like Amazon original that like basically seemed like the exact same thing? I watched it last night.
How was it?
So it's called The Map of Little Perfect Little Things or something like that.
Fucking absurd ass long ass title. Fucking get over yourself.
So it's complete different from Palm Springs. It's like a cutesy kind of like teen romance movie. It was good. I enjoyed it. If you like that type of like romantic comedy type thing, but yeah, like complete total opposite from Palm Springs. It's the same like premise where like okay, sorry. The thing is this guy he's already aware. Like we jump into the movie knowing he's already like living the same day.
Oh.
So it's not like he just woke up and figured this out. He's been doing this for like however long now.
Right.
And so he's been living the same day over and over. He's kind of developed a pattern, and he kind of, I don't want to say he makes himself out to be like a hero kind of thing, but he's like, he knows how to do everything. So he like stops a guy from a bird pooping on him, and he like saves a girl from falling in the pool every day. And but every time he does that, he tries to like, because at the point this girl is like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna try and like make a move, and like maybe I can like get to know her and blah blah blah. And so every day he's like attempting to do this with her. And then at one point, like, he goes to, like, try something different, and then all of a sudden, this other woman, or other girl just, like, comes in and, like, interrupts them. And he's like, that's new, like, that's never happened before. So he goes to, like, find this other girl and, like, ask her where she's been. And then he finds out that, like, she's also living the same day, too, and they're the only two that are aware of it. And then, yeah, they try to, like, it's kind of like almost like in the Back to the Future Flash kind of thing, where they kind of incorporate science into it too. So they're like, oh, we need to find the fourth dimension, and by finding all these tiny little perfect things that happen in our neighborhood or in our town or whatever, we're gonna find the fourth dimension, and we're missing one piece. And it seems confusing, but if you watch it, it's actually really sweet. And the lady who plays Sarah Seidel in CSI is in it too. So
okay, now I'm down.
I know your eyes were like glazing over. You're like, you know, like the meme that's got like the mathematical equations.
Yeah,
that's what
that was me. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then Sarah Seidel broke all the equations. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll fucking watch it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's cool. That's cool.
So long story short, yeah, it's completely different from Palm Springs, but it's still pretty cute.
Okay. Yeah. More cutesy, teeny bop, as you said.
Yeah.
Good.
Woo! I'm sweating from that.
Woo! That was a big one. But yeah, again, like I said, Palm Springs technically didn't come out in 2021, but that's when I watched it. It was fucking great.
Yes.
Again, shout out to Ted Lasso. Like, fucking great. Again, I was gonna be like, we can't count Ted Lasso, but I was like, but season 2 came out in 2021, so it counts, baby.
Yep.
So good. Oh yeah, I was looking at the animated films list, and I forgot, I totally forgot about Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah, yep.
And Encanto and Luca. Well, we just watched Luca, like, literally, like, the last day of 2021. We were like, let's squeeze that in there. But gosh. I don't know if anyone I'd say is, like, my favorite, though, of this year.
Yeah.
Which I say is pretty rare, because any, like, Disney Pixar film, I feel, just, like, makes it.
Right?
Not saying they weren't bad. They're all phenomenal films. I don't know. Nothing that, like, I have to be like, yes, must tell.
Yeah.
Again, another TV show that I got to was, like, WandaVision. Like, that start of the year, like, so good.
Yep.
And I mean, like, it goes without saying, I think Spider-Man was the best Marvel
100%,
film.
hands down.
And I mean, they had a lot, right? But I mean, they had a lot. Like, Black Widow came out that summer, and then Shang-Chi, and then Eternals, and No Way Home. So, I mean, that's 4 big Marvel films on top of 4 Marvel TV shows.
Yep.
And again, actually, I guess 5. I'm going to count the What If series, because that was just fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home probably tops it.
Oh, yeah, makes the top of the list for sure.
Right? Yeah, and I mean, I saw Dune, and I saw No Time to Die, and like Suicide Squad and Resident Evil, but I mean they were fun. But like I think Spider-Man, Palm Springs, Ted Lasso, WandaVision, top films of the year.
Nice. /
TV shows, I guess.
Nice. I think.
What about you?
For me, it was definitely Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision and Dexter for TV shows, because I mean obviously like it was so great to just be able to see him on screen again and do his thing. But for films, Ghostbusters Afterlife, really I had a lot of fun going to see that. I like that they paid homage to the original film, and they had like a lot of good like cameos and surprises in there, so it was an all-around fun movie. I really liked it. Cruella was really, really good too.
Yeah. I didn't watch that.
No, you didn't?
No, never got around to it.
It's on Disney Plus.
I know, girl. I'm gonna go right on it.
Heck yeah. No, it was. I don't. It's funny because I'm like some of these movies I kind of count as my like dark horses too, because they surprised me, but at the same time I'm like, But how much of that is because I haven't gone to see a movie in a while too, right?
Yeah, that's
so true. So yeah, I wasn't too sure when I originally went into like going to see Cruella, just because I was kind of disappointed by the Maleficent ones.
Right.
And some of the other like live action Disney movies that they've been doing, but no, Cruella like really surprised me. It was fun. They have good music in it. It was like a good kind of like prequel to her becoming the villain that everybody knows her to be, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. And then my last one would be Free Guy. Free Guy was just such a fun movie to watch.
Free Guy, fun time movie. Dark Horse. Think of that. Well, you have your Dark Horse ready, so
I do.
I mean, like you said, like a lot of it was just because it's just exciting to go see movies. And I'd say that was my argument for being like, well, there wasn't really any bad movies I didn't like, because I was just like, I was happy to watch movies,
right? Yeah.
But again, maybe in years' time I'll be like, yeah, that wasn't very good.
Yeah. Right.
Like, I mean, what was it? Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. Like, I'd argue that it wasn't a bad video game adaptation movie, but maybe as a movie, it's not very good. But, like, I had fun seeing it. Yeah. And really, that's all I fucking give a shit about is my happiness at the end of the day. Then I'm like, you know what? I had fun. All right. I'm going to have to think about my Dark Horse, but I'm curious to know what your Dark Horse is.
Okay, I've got a couple of them.
Ooh.
So, I mean, the map of Tiny Perfect Things, or whatever it's called, I just because I watched it last night, I mean, I was like, yeah, actually, wasn't that bad. I thought it was cute. I wouldn't put it like at the top of my list though, but I'd probably add it onto there as like a dark horse. But the two that came out in 2021, I have one that came out in 2020, but I watched it in 2021, so I'll throw it on there too. But the two that came out in 2021 were that surprised me were Encanto.
Ooh.
And Don't Look Up.
Ooh. My dad really wanted to watch it, but I remember you and Kathy were talking about like how it goes into like maybe too deep, like it's too real sometimes, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Yeah, you definitely need to be in the right frame of mind to watch it. For anybody who hasn't seen Don't Look Up, it's like the the Avengers version of like all the Oscar-winning like actors and actresses who've been out. Like if you wanted to watch a movie that has like all of the Avengers versions of the Oscar-winning actors and actresses, this movie is it. So it's Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, you got Meryl Streep, you've got Cate Blanchett, like so many great actors and actresses. Jonah Hill, Ariana Grande's in there as well. So there's
can't
like
forget Timothée Chalamet.
Oh yeah, Timothée Chalamet.
Chalamet.
But yeah, lots of great award-winning actors and actresses in this movie. The premise is Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence are a science professor and student, and their team has discovered that there is a asteroid or a meteor that it has a pathway. It's making it's coming to Earth essentially. It's going to destroy Earth. So they only have however many, like 6 months I think it is, to prepare for the end of the world sort of thing, right? So they're trying to get this out there and make people aware of it and stuff like that. And the people that they're going through to try to like get this message out there, it's the White House, like some sort of police force or whatever. Like they're trying to find all of these like areas of people to like get this message out there so people take it seriously and like that this is the end of the world type thing. And all of these people are just like denying what they're saying. They're basically trying to like twist it around and be like, oh yeah, there's a 67% chance or a 30% chance it's possible it'll hit Earth, but it's fine, go about your lives. And like, so Jennifer Lawrence takes it really, really personally, and like she's upset by it, and she kind of like blows up at them, being like, why aren't you people like listening? Like, just look up in the sky, like it's happening, right? And people are just kind of like, la la la, like la la la, nothing's happening, it's all good. So there's just a lot of themes in the movie that's very relevant to what's happening in the world now. So if you don't have the stomach for that right now, or you're just it's just not something you really want to watch right now, I wait till you're ready to watch it. But it's still like it's a satirical comedy, so there's a lot of like jokes, and it's funny, and there's some like silly things that happen in there. So at least it's not like all seriousness. It's just the parts that do kind of hit the nail on the head, or like are a little too like
Yeah.
close to home, you're like, ooh, like so
Yeah.
great film though, like that. It's one of my dark horses for sure, but it's not one that I'm like, I need to watch it again. It's just kind of like it sat there and made me think and go, huh, but also like good on these guys for having the balls to like make a movie like that and like try to get a message out there like that, because yeah, very
maybe
creative.
One day.
Yeah,
maybe one day.
I applaud them for that, for the art of filmmaking and storytelling in that way. I'm like, yes, okay, good.
Oh, but I want to hear your thoughts on Encanto.
Oh yes, okay.
I also enjoyed it, but damn, dark horse pick.
Yes. So when it first came out, I was kind of like, okay, yeah, it's cool. I might watch it. I might not. I don't know. It wasn't something I was like dying to see. So it was on Disney Plus, and I ended up watching it one night. And yeah, there's just the storyline. Like I guess I didn't really know what it was about at first. So
Yeah.
I thought I thought it was gonna be more kind of like Coco. Just from the little bits and pieces that I had seen around. So there's a lot of like heavy, not heavy, but there's a lot of like strong themes of like family dynamic and like toxic relationships in families, or like feeling like you're the only one kind of like keeping the glue together for families and stuff like that. So yeah, I was like, this is pretty cool for like a Disney movie touching on kind of a more, not that they don't touch on serious themes, but like it's not like Tangled where it's just kind of like a Disney princess fun movie, right? Like, yeah.
Well, even like what was the other thing? Like Luca. Like both those films this year, you know, they didn't have a traditional villain. It wasn't like Encanto, like, a stranger has come and is trying to wreck the land or something. It is a story of how to mend relationships, you know, how you're just as important even if you don't have a gift.
Yeah, and you can kind of see in each of the characters of this family, you can kind of maybe relate how someone in your family feels that way, or like, oh, that reminds me of so and so. Like there's is it Bruno? Oh yeah, Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. Bruno's kind of the weird like black sheep of the family, right? Yeah,
that song is so good. Apparently, it is overtaken Disney's Let It Go, or Frozen's Let It Go. Supposedly.
Nice.
But yeah. Anyway, that song slaps. But continue.
But yeah, so like there's that, or like I was reading an article about the big sister who ends up being the first one to lose her powers, Louisa. She's like this big strong sister, and so everybody kind of leans on her for like the support and the strength of the family, and like if someone's going to do something, they give it to her to do, and they don't really like think anything, they don't think twice about it. They're like, oh, she can do it, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But they don't ever ask her like, hey, how are you doing, like, do you need a break, and blah blah blah. So she ends up like confiding in like the main character, being like, I have to keep going, like they're expecting me to, but I'm just so tired and I just love to have like a rest and blah blah blah. And so there's a whole song she does about it. And it's kind of relating to like being the older sibling in the family, and how you kind of take on that responsibility of like helping the family out and like helping with the younger siblings and stuff like that. And I'm like, I feel ya.
Girl.
Yeah.
Also, Maribel is also voiced by Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Rosa Diaz.
Also
kick ass. But yeah, that one was a good film.
Yeah, it was good for touching on some more serious themes than some of the other Disney movies have. Like, I liked it. It was good.
Gosh. Well, after that a long talk, I mean, Encanto's great. I think if I had to, well, I know I could probably pick more than one, but I think just looking at the list, what stands out to me as the dark horse is the What If series on Marvel. Yeah. Just because, like, again, I didn't have too many expectations, but I loved the idea of just, like, what if these things happen?
Yeah, it's creative. It's neat.
And to be fair, like, there's some episodes that aren't as strong as others, but the ones that are really strong, they're just so much fun.
Yeah.
And I know for some reason the show got a lot of hate. I don't get it. To me, it's just... And it seems to me... I mean, I guess it's up to Marvel if they want to, but to me, it just seems like it's just a fun... Again, what if Captain America wasn't Captain America? And all these questions, like, you don't think of asking. Like, do they maybe take some big leaps? Sure, but again, it's for a 30-minute cartoon. They're just trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
And I honestly love the graphic novel kind of style. And that's not some people's cup of tea, but I think it's really cool. But, Yeah, and they are coming out with a season 2.
Nice.
Now, I don't know if it's going to be this year, though. I'm assuming it's not till next year. But I'll be excited when it does come out.
Nice.
Oof. I mean, that's a lot of 2021. I know we're running a little bit over, but I'm just trying to think of any. I should have looked this up beforehand, but I didn't. But any new movies of 2020 or 2022? Jesus mercy.
Well, I have a few, and I'm sure some of these you'll probably agree with too. So I'll list them off, and then we can kind of we can talk about it. So the first one, I don't know if you've seen this, but I'll send you the trailer for it because it looks funny as hell. But it's called Our Flags Mean Death, and it looks like kind of like a funny okay. So it's Taika Waititi.
Okay, already all on board.
Yeah, and so he's also. No, he's not in it. Is he? I don't remember if he's in it. But anyway.
I'm sure he is.
It's similar, kind of like his, the humor of him being, when he was Hitler in Jojo Rabbit.
Yes.
It's kind of like that almost, but like with pirates.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it looks like it'll be fun, because the premise is this guy, he's creating this band of pirates, but instead of being like bad pirates, they want to be like positive pirates. So Leslie Jones from SNL's in it too. Like there's a lot of like good cast in there. And it looks like it's gonna be funny. So I'll send you the trailer. But I'm excited for that just because it looks so different. So I'm like, I want to see what this is about. This one just came, not this movie that we were just talking about, but this next one just came out. It's the reboot for Scream.
Oh, right.
So it's got Jack Quaid in it from The Boys. He's going to be in this, plus some of the like older cast members of
Courtney Cox, David Arquette.
I cannot remember the other girl's name.
Selena Kyle. I know it's not her name.
The girl who plays Cindy like in the original Scream series. But so I'm excited for that one. Uncharted.
Oof, that's just like, I guess when this is out, it'll be this month.
Yes.
Which is insane.
I'm excited. So there's Uncharted, The Batman.
Yeah, even though I had my doubts, although they keep playing, they seem to be releasing new trailers for it constantly, and I think I've stopped watching.
Oh, really?
I think since the DC Fandom, they've released 1 or 2 more trailers. And I've just been like, nah, bruh, no more. I'm not watching any.
I learned the hard way to like not... I know they like to do that, obviously, to, in case anybody's missed it, or they want to give, like, different kind of, like, things to entice people, but I've learned that one and done, that's all, because I don't want to get anything ruined for me. I want to watch it as it is. I don't need to see all the other things to, like, entice me to want to go. I'm already interested. Just let me watch it. Like, yeah.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's still one I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, totally. And I think this one's coming out this year, but you'll probably know better than me, is the Doctor Strange and the Madness of the Multiverse. Is that this year or next year?
I think it's supposed to be this year.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so too.
I think.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember anymore because Marvel's just been shifting so many things around.
Yeah.
That I just cannot remember.
Yeah.
Although I guess another Marvel property I'm excited for is She-Hulk, just for Tatiana Maslany. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
I'm excited for that too. I'm also excited for season 3 of The Boys.
Oh, I gotta start watching.
Yes.
Again, I say that there's just too many movies, people. Like, how am I supposed to keep
so much
up?
Content, right? No, that one's a good one, because I think... I don't think there's that many episodes. I can't remember how many episodes there are per season, but I don't remember there being a lot. I think maybe there's 12 episodes.
Yeah, they're long boys for sure.
Yeah, but they're good. They're very. Each episode is very enticing and it's entertaining. And Jensen Ackles is going to be in the 3rd season, so I'm excited for that.
Right. Oh my god, there's too many movies coming out in 2022.
There's a lot. I'll just quickly like rapid fire the last few.
Going.
But like Top Gun Maverick, which is like I don't know if it's a sequel or just like a reboot of Top Gun, which I'm excited for because classic 80s film. Black Adam I'm excited for too, which is like the counterpart of Shazam, played by Dwayne Johnson, which is gonna be cool. So it sounds like, from what I've heard, because I believe Shazam Fury of the Gods has gotten postponed for like 2023, I believe.
Yes.
So they're gonna tell Black Adam's story, and I don't know if they're gonna try to incorporate him into this new Shazam movie, or if the two of them are gonna have eventually like a duel together in a separate movie, but that's going to be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes out this year, the Ezra Miller Flash movie.
I was just looking at all the sheet. I was like, supposedly it's coming out, but
We'll see. We'll see. I saw this last minute too. I don't know. I'm assuming it's true because it's like they've got the cast lined up for it. But Hocus Pocus 2 is going to be a thing.
I believe, the October. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting.
The October.
The October.
It will be here.
So that'll be exciting. The Adam Project, which is a movie that I believe Ryan Reynolds has been trying to get greenlit for a long time. So I believe that's coming out this year. So that'll be exciting to watch. I don't remember if it's coming out this year or next year, but there's the one that him and Will Ferrell were filming together. It's like a Christmas movie called Spirited.
I think you looked it up. I thought you said it was coming out later this year.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's
around Christmas time.
I think it's later around Christmas time, so I'm excited for that one too. And then the last one I have on my list is The Lost City, that has Channing Tatum and Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock and
Daniel Radcliffe and Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I think it definitely is on the line that it could just be like a really fun time or really bad.
Right?
Like sometimes it's like, ooh, you like those movies that are just like, you don't know. You're like, oh, this could be just a dumpster fire or really fucking great.
Right? So I'm intrigued. I'm like, I want to see if this is going to be good. Like all of these guys on their own are great actors. So hopefully like together they can like make a really fun movie.
Right? Some other ones that I think are going to be so weird, like Lightyear. Is gonna be fucking weird.
I'm not sure about it. I
don't know how I feel about it. It's weird.
It could be a dark horse. We'll see.
Right.
Next year, but
oh yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Honestly, Sonic Hedgehog 1 was such a fun time.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one. And I just looked this up and holy shit, I totally forgot. Knives Out 2. Like I'm stoked for that. So honestly, a lot of the Untitled Mario movie. Oh god. Okay. But you know what? In all fairness, it looks like we honestly got a stellar lineup.
Right? It looks like there's going to be a lot of fun movies out this year. So I'm excited because we need more fun movies, you know, after 2 years of kind of like a little bit here and there and like trying. I feel like everybody's creativity is kind of like back in the game now. So here's hoping that like all of these movies are going to be fun.
Right? But I think that'll do it for today's episode. Big props to Kendra for editing because I'd probably just cry and just be like, "Well, I'm done." Kendra, it's a 50-minute episode. Just deal with it.
Feature-length podcast episode,
right? But gosh, I mean, I don't know. There's always fun talking about and reflecting on the year. But yeah, let us know if there's any movies we missed or
what movies you liked. Yeah,
leave in those comments down below. Give this video a like we said, we do this almost every year, so it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen regardless of that. And subscribe for the new year. I mean, we just did our interview with Sean, which was a lot of fun.
Check that out.
Right? And we're hoping to do some more fun things throughout the year. Although I was already thinking about it today or yesterday, I think, even though like it's not there yet, but in April, which will be in about less than 2 months when this podcast is out, it'll be 2 years of the podcast.
Yeah!
Which is crazy to think about already.
Right?
So I'm only trying to think of some fun ideas we can do. But anyway. But yeah, leave suggestions of what we should do. Should we just do, again, we also did a, Into This, or No Way Home,
in depth. Yep.
Right, review of just one movie that obviously we both saw.
Yeah, so, and same with Dexter.
Right, so if you want more in-depth, although, did we have any other ideas for doing more in-depth ones like Dexter? I can't remember if we do, but if we do, we'll think of it.
Yeah, well, we should create like a playlist for like all of the single ones we did.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
And also just like if we want to do more in the future, but again, let us know, otherwise we'll just keep doing whatever we want. That's us.
As long as you like it, that's why we keep doing it.
Until next time, have a happy Tuesday, watch all the content, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
Monkey.
And slide!